Hey, how's it going? It's been quite a while since I've been here, like 5 or 6 months. Um, Sorry, I guess, but also not sorry. Um, I feel kind of like I don't know, like I'm out of practice. I'm not used to doing this anymore. But anyway, let's just jump right back into the swing of things, I suppose. With an Am I the Asshole? I picked out some ones just based on the title. The first one, Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I didn't want her to adopt her ex's three-legged dog and that I might not move in with her because of it? My early 30s male girlfriend, early 30s female, just adopted her ex boyfriend's three-legged dog. They broke up over 5 years ago, never lived together, and she only knew the dog as a puppy. The dog wasn't going to the pound. Her ex and his current girlfriend said they could figure out how to keep it if no one else wanted. Why are they getting rid of it? I don't understand. They broke up over 5 years ago, never lived together. She only knew the dog as a puppy. The dog wasn't going to the pound. Her ex and current girlfriend said they could figure out how to keep it if no one else wanted it. We're supposed to move in together in 3 weeks. She already has a dog, a cat, and a fish tank. I have 2 kids and a cat. Our cats don't get along. On top of that, she actually suggested rehoming my cat to make this work before she adopted this dog, which felt pretty unfair at the time. When she first brought it up, I said I really didn't think it was a good idea. I told her no and I was firm about it. I eventually gave in and told her that if she really felt like she had to, I wouldn't stop her, but I still felt strongly against it. She also asked her sister and best friend. Her best friend said it was a bad idea, and her sister said to at least wait until we moved in together. Despite this, she went and adopted the dog anyway. Why? Now I've told her that I might not move in because I don't think she respects how this affects me, my kids, or the pets we already have. She says I'm being cold and heartless and that it's just a dog who needs a home. I feel like I was overruled and ignored, and this is a huge decision right before combining our lives and families. Am I the asshole for telling her I don't want to move in with her because she adopted the dog anyway? I feel like I might be the asshole because maybe I should just be more understanding and flexible, but I genuinely feel like this was the wrong time and the wrong way to handle this. This post has contest mode enabled. I don't know what that means. So am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I didn't want her to adopt her ex's three-legged dog and that I might not move in with her because of it? I don't think so. I think she's being pretty inconsiderate, to be honest. I mean, the thing is, right, if she wants to adopt this dog or any other pet animal, whatever, without OP moving in, that's up to her, right? That's like her space, her decision, whatever. But if OP is supposed to be moving in as well, then that affects OP. And the girlfriend is seemingly, oh, sorry, I've got something in my eye. The girlfriend seemingly doesn't give a fuck about OP's pets because she's like already suggested rehoming his cat. Um, because the 2 cats don't get along together, and now she's like, oh, it's just a dog, I'm gonna adopt him, like whatever, as if it's not a big deal. Like, nah, I don't think you're being the asshole. I think she's kind of being the asshole. And to be honest, see, if you can't like come to a good agreement on something like this and you've got kids and stuff like that, I don't see future more important decisions going down very well between the two of you, to be honest. I think this is like a kind of take it as a sign that maybe it's not such a good idea to move in together, to be perfectly honest. Um, yeah, she doesn't sound very considerate. Anyway, next one. If it loads. Am I the asshole for not stopping my teenage son's girlfriend from kissing him? So my 50 son, 17, recently got into a car accident with a drunk driver. I'm very thankful that he's alive, obviously, but his car is totaled. The drunk driver was driving a pickup and my son drives a small convertible, most likely the reason for the amount of damage. And he's fairly injured, i.e. multiple breaks, lots of stitches, etc., and is currently recovering. This all occurred last week on Saturday, the night of the accident. My family, so my wife, 45, and daughter, 14, got there, I want to say, an hour before his girlfriend. I'm assuming to the hospital. When she came in, she ran to him in his hospital bed and started hugging and kissing him, mainly lips, but other places on his face too. She stayed for most of the night, checking up on him and being supportive, and I was happy that my son and his girlfriend had such a good relationship. As we were driving home that night, my wife said she was upset I didn't say anything to my son's girlfriend. I asked why I would have, as she was being a good partner. This mouse is so fucking annoying. My wife said that it felt weird seeing that, especially in front of his family. I said that he was going off to college regardless and that she was being a really nice partner, and that night showed us how much she truly cared for him. She rushed off to work to get there. She rushed off of work to get there and was still wearing her work clothes as she got there. My wife started getting angrier and said that she thought it was gross and that I should just ask her to leave sometime. Why don't you ask her if you're so fucking offended by it? I told her that I'm not telling my hospitalized son that I'm taking away something that clearly makes him happy. She told me it was gross and that I needed to put a stop to it. I told her she was worrying about the wrong thing and that anything that brought her son comfort was good. My brother had taken my daughter. Oh, this fucking mouse. My brother had taken my daughter home before this. She didn't hear us arguing. She told me I needed to step up and do my job, and I've been thinking about it, and I've started to keep thinking about it and thinking that I'm in the wrong. What for? One, not anticipating that your wife would find it gross that your son's girlfriend is kissing him when he's just been in a car accident. She's obviously worried about him, whatever. And two, like, stepping in on behalf of another person who is in the room, who has a voice of their own and could easily have said something by themselves. Like, that's fucking stupid, honestly. Like, even if I thought the mum had a point or the wife had a point, which I don't, it's up to her to say something if she's offended by it or if she thinks it's inappropriate. Why is that OP's responsibility? Nah, not the asshole. Next one. Am I the asshole for walking away from real love over physical attraction? I, 25-year-old female, had a very deep emotional connection with a virtual friend, 27-year-old female, I met in a music fandom. We shared tastes, values, and had insanely strong chemistry through text. I would literally shake when I got a message from her. Before seeing a photo of her, I was completely in love. I was convinced we were soulmates. We talked for hours, finished each other's thoughts, and felt truly understood. She confessed being extremely in love with me twice. Her confessions were emotional and intense. Even though I never said the same, I did feel deeply for her, just more reserved. Until that point, I hadn't seen her photo. We live in different states in Brazil and everything was online. When I finally saw a photo of her, I was shocked. I found her very unattractive and felt no physical attraction. Something inside me just shut off. All the butterflies, passion, and connection vanished instantly. It was like a switch flipped. I didn't tell her the real reason. I gently pulled back and gave another excuse for why I didn't want to keep flirting or deepening the emotional connection. I used the distance between us as a reason to stop getting romantically involved because I didn't want to tell her I found her unattractive. I never called her beautiful or complimented her appearance, but I also never called her ugly directly. Indirectly? She's been suffering a lot but accepted that I ended things. We remain friends, a bit distant, not as close as before. We still talk and are on good terms, but her heart is broken. She tried dating someone else in real life, but she confessed that she couldn't even confessed she couldn't enjoy even the sex because she kept wishing it was me there instead. I know beauty is subjective, but for me her appearance created an immediate emotional disconnect. I couldn't force myself to feel something I didn't. Meanwhile, she saw photos of me. I even appeared briefly on TV once in the audience at a volleyball game she watched, and told me many times I was beautiful, her exact type, pure charm, etc. So I know her feelings were very real, and they were real for me too until that moment. I feel awful. I know how shallow this sounds. I know looks aren't everything, but I couldn't force the attraction or keep pretending. Still, I feel guilty for pulling away because of something out of my control. So, am I the asshole for ending the emotional relationship after realizing I wasn't physically attracted to her? I don't think so, to be honest. I mean, does it suck? Yes. Is it a bit shitty? Yes. Can you help it? No. Is it something that's your fault? No. And you haven't, like, been mean to her. You haven't said, like, Jesus Christ, you're so fucking ugly. How can anyone ever love you? Or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And you acknowledge that it's a bit shitty, but like there's literally nothing you can do about it. What are you supposed to do? Force yourself to still, you know, pretend that you feel attraction to this person that you clearly don't. Like, obviously, the emotional connection, the personality, and stuff like that is a huge part of a relationship like that. But, you know, for some people more than others, the physical part is a big deal as well. And that's completely natural, you know? Like, it is what it is, that you can't just change it, and it does suck for both of you, obviously. um I genuinely tend to think that honesty is the best policy, but what would I have done in your situation? To be honest, I don't think you did the wrong thing in just sort of distancing yourself and saying like, oh well, you know, we're so far away from each other, and you know, I'm not sure about it, like basically not telling her the real reason. I don't think that's necessarily like lying or necessarily wrong, because how do you turn around and tell a person like, wow, I was so into you, but now that I've seen you, I'm not feeling it anymore? Do you know what I mean? Like, for me personally, if someone was to say that to me, I would be like, Jesus Christ, wow. But okay, fair enough. But I'm weird, okay? I'm not like a lot of people in that sense. I think a lot of people would take offense to that. They would be very upset. It would make them very emotionally insecure. So I can understand not giving that as the real reason. I think it would be different if they were like, oh, please tell me why. Like, is there something I can do? You know, tell me what I can do, anything, whatever. Then I could understand, like, maybe you're under a bit more pressure to pinpoint the reason. But I think all things considered, I understand why you did what you did, and I don't think you're the asshole. But I mean, the fact that you say it was real love over physical attraction, I don't know. I mean, you must really really not be physically attracted to her if it's gone from feeling real love to being like completely switched off. But again, that's not something you can help. So what you gonna do about it? Do you know what I mean? Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for not disclosing that I am not Christian? To preface this, I do commissioned artwork and don't discriminate against any subject unless it's racist, homophobic, otherwise hateful, or sexually disturbing. I did a commissioned art piece with Christian iconography, a beautiful ornate cross, a saint. Oh, what's this? A beautiful ornate cross, a saint, and scripture in calligraphy. The client was happy with my work and paid me, and then asked me what my favourite scripture was. I was honest and just said, oh, I don't really have one because I'm not a Christian and wouldn't really know which ones I'd like. He became upset and told me that he felt lied to because I've posted artwork of Christian subjects before and he assumed I would be Christian. That's your fucking assumption. You chose to do that. Not my problem. He said the art doesn't hold the same spiritual value because it wasn't made with faithful intention. You should have fucking asked if it was that important to you, dude. I was kind of unsure what to say. I said, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I do artwork for everyone and I'm open to doing Christian artwork because it's for the client, not for me. Should I be disclosing if I don't share a certain faith when commissioned to do artwork for it? Am I the asshole? Absolutely not. This is silly. I mean, to be honest, in a way, it's kind of like, it would kind of be discrimination if this guy was not to commission you purely because of your own religious beliefs. It's not as if he didn't like the way that you portrayed it or that you said something that was offensive to him or whatever. It's just that you literally don't have the same religion as he does. I don't think that's anybody's business what religion you are. Quite frankly, I don't think you should have, like, as an artist, I don't think you should have to be putting your religion out there in order to get work. I don't get it. And as I say, if it was that important to the client, he should have asked in the first place. You know what I mean? I mean, like I say, it's kind of discrimination, so I don't know if you even are allowed to ask, but if he's bringing it up now, then he probably wouldn't have been shy to ask previously. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm kind of whizzing through these today. I don't know, like, I watched a couple of the last videos that I did, like 6 months ago, and I just felt like some of them were going on a little bit. Just because, you know, like I like to think about these things and like really give the advice or whatever it is that they're asking for. I guess in the Am I the Asshole ones, there's like less to talk about because it's less asking for advice and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just kind of whizzing through them. Let me know in the comments, like, do you prefer it when I go more in depth and kind of break things down a little bit? Or is it better for you when I just like zoom zoom? Let me know. Okay, like I'm using this new mic with a pop filter and everything, which I hope the sound quality is better. But then when I'm trying to like do stuff on the keyboard, then I kind of like I can't see it and kind of needing to go around it. Anyway, next one. Am I the asshole for telling my friend not to get a lawyer? Am I the asshole? My friend was a passenger in a car accident I caused. We both have minor bruises and scratches along with being sore. SORE. She wants to get a lawyer because she wants to benefit from the accident. She refused medical attention the day of the accident, and 2 days later, still no medical attention. I keep asking her to go be and get checked out. She came to me and told me she talked to a lawyer and she told her how much she could get for pain and suffering. I was explaining to her that she doesn't need a lawyer because her injuries are minor and she would be potentially screwing over the person I hit and ultimately getting me sued by the other person. I did tell her she has every right to get medical help and should. However, I told her that she should not see this as a benefit to getting her paid. She keeps saying that it's all insurance, but seems to not understand what can happen if she gets a lawyer. So am I the asshole for telling my friend not to get a lawyer? I don't think you really care about screwing over the other person. Like you say, the accident was your fault, so who's she gonna sue? Presumably you, not the other driver. Why would she sue the other driver if it was your fault? So I kind of feel like you just don't want her to sue you. Which, don't get me wrong, I understand that, but let's not cover that up, you know? Let's not pretend we're trying to protect another person here. You just, like, it's you that doesn't want to get sued. But I do agree with you in terms of that. Like, you shouldn't be seeing an accident as an excuse to get paid. Like, I don't know, I just don't think that it's right to be like, oh, great, I was in an accident. I'm not even going to bother going to the hospital, but oh, pain and suffering. Like, if you're going to milk the pain and suffering card, at least go to the hospital and get a record of your injuries. Or are you not going to the hospital because you don't want a record of your injuries because you know it's not that bad? Like, I do feel like the friend is being pretty shitty, to be honest. Like, I mean, obviously not quite committing insurance fraud because she was in the accident. Um, but it sounds like it's not in good faith. It sounds like, as OP says, she just wants to get paid, and that doesn't sit well with me. Are you the asshole for telling her not to get a lawyer? I don't think so, but I also don't think that you're doing it for someone else. I think you're doing it for yourself, which is fine. Just don't pretend. Okay, next one. Taking so long to load today. I don't know what's wrong. Am I the asshole for locking the bedroom door when my husband works? I work first shift and my husband works second shift. In the same job, or? Because of that, I often spend nights alone. He gets home around 2 a.m. I lock the bedroom door when I am home and he is working. I would hear noises and be not sure what it was, and I got tired of checking. It was usually my cats or an appliance, but I got tired of checking, so I lock the door so if I hear a noise, I know it's the cats or an appliance, and if not, I have a locked barrier between me and wherever it could be. And when I go to sleep, I unlock the bedroom door so he can get in. Last night he came hours early. He was cut from work because it was extra slow. I didn't hear him come in through the front door because I had the TV and air conditioner on. If I did hear him, I always go out to say hi and I unlock the door as I do. But I didn't hear him, so I couldn't. He tried to get in and found the door locked. It took me a few seconds to pause the TV and get my cat off me and get up to unlock the door. He started questioning me about why the door was locked and what I was hiding. I told him I wasn't hiding anything, I just lock it when I'm in here and he's working just in case. He doesn't believe me and thinks I was hiding something because it was locked and I wasn't there instantly to let him in. So am I the asshole for locking the bedroom door while my husband works? I don't think so. Like, I do think that it's a little bit overboard to be like, I'm gonna lock the door because I don't know what's out there, and when the door is locked, I know it's the cat. How does the door being locked impact whether you're not you know it's the cat? Like, it's either gonna be the cat or it's not gonna be the cat, whether the door's locked or not. But anyway, that's besides the point. The point is, you don't feel 100% safe when you're at home without your husband. That's totally fine. You want a bit of extra security and peace of mind so you're not paranoid. So you lock the door. That's totally fine. I don't think that makes you an asshole. Um, I think that there's obviously some sort of insecurity and or trust issues if you locking the door has to automatically mean to your husband that you're hiding something. I don't think that sounds like the healthiest, if I'm being honest. So I would see to that point, regardless. But no, I don't think you're being the asshole. Like, how, like, because you always unlock it before you go to sleep, right? So that when he comes home, it's not as if like he came home at 2 o'clock in the morning, he was trying to get in for ages, and you just weren't opening the door because you were like, well, I'm already in bed. Too bad, like. It wasn't an accident, but it wasn't intentional. So, nah, you're all good, man. You're all good. Next. Am I the asshole for exposing my sister's fake cancer to her parents after she refused to come clean herself? Probably not. I mean, faking cancer. A lot of people seem to be doing that in recent years. Like, I don't understand what's wrong with people that they would do that. But anyway, I, 34-year-old female, just found out that my sister, 31, who's been telling my whole family she has cancer for the last 8 months, has been lying. She shaved her head, said she was doing chemo, and had her parents move in to help her through treatment. I started to have doubt when, besides also staying out late relatively frequently, she would never let anyone attend appointments with her, and she clearly had way too much energy for someone going through aggressive chemotherapy. Last week, I ran into the office manager of my sister's oncologist at a coffee shop. It's a small town. I casually mentioned my sister, and the office manager was confused. She had no idea who I was talking about. I did some digging through doctors and spoke to my sister about what I learned, and she broke down and spilled her guts. That seems like there's some violation of patient doctor confidentiality, but if she's not a patient in the first place, then I guess it's not. It's kind of like, when you try and log into a website and it tells you that your password is wrong, then you know that that email address has an account, whereas it should just tell you like that there was some sort of problem logging you in, whatever, because that reveals information about the email address holder. But whatever. It turns out she fabricated the whole story because she was in over her head with debt and wasn't able to afford her apartment anymore. The cancer story got her parents to move in and she could then stop paying her bills. I was furious and told her that she had 24 hours to tell her parents the truth, or I would. She asked me not to tell them because it would ruin her relationship with them. No, you ruined your relationship with them. She did not tell them, so yesterday I took everything to her parents. Our parents are heartbroken. My sister is acting like I had no right to out her, and she didn't even say this to her parents. She was going to stage a miraculous recovery next month. She said I ruined her life, and that family should be trying to defend each other rather than expose each other, but she shouldn't be lying to one another to try and get money. It's pathetic. I'm not even going to debate this. Not the asshole. That's clear, right? Surely that's clear. Last one. Really speeding through these. Oh my goodness. But the internet is not speeding through them. Am I the asshole for telling my daughter-in-law that I will never be her mother and to leave me alone? Seems a bit harsh. This is mostly about my daughter-in-law, Kat. Her mother ran out on her when she was a child and she went into foster care. According to my son, she's currently seeing a therapist. My issue with Kat is that she has repeatedly stomped on my boundaries. She's a very touchy person. She refuses to call me by my name and only refers to me as mum. I correct her every time since I'm not comfortable being called mum by her and I want her to use my name. There have been multiple times where she's asked inappropriate questions, mostly about why I'm not close to my own mother. For context, my mother was horrible. Kat keeps pushing for details and insists I should get closer to her because family... I hate this whole just because you happen to be connected by blood, it means that you should fucking put up with whatever bullshit comes your way. She basically tells me to forgive my mum and she doesn't understand not being close with one's parents. I've told her to drop the topic multiple times and she refuses. Because of all this, I'm not a huge fan of hers. I've spoken to my son about it and he asked me to be patient. I've also talked to Kat multiple times and asked her to respect my boundaries. She always says she will, but then goes right back to ignoring them. This is where I might be the jerk. My daughter Sam, who's 20, and I are taking a weekend trip. Sam has medical issues and needs to see a specialist a few states over. She hasn't disclosed the issue to the rest of my family yet. She plans to when she has a firm plan. Somehow, word about the trip got back to Kat and she called me asking why she wasn't invited. I told her it's an important trip and not a fun one. She accused me of lying, claiming that it was a mother daughter trip that she was excluded from. I told her again that it's not a girls' trip. She wouldn't let it go and started demanding that she come, saying that she's my daughter and needs to be there. You're fucking overstepping. This mouse is pissing me the fuck off. Saying that she's my daughter and needs to be there. I said no again. She kept insisting, saying I am her mum and she has to come on this trip since she's my kid. That's when I snapped. I told her I will never be her mother. Just because she married my son does not make me her parent. I told her to leave me the fuck alone and that even if this was a mother-daughter trip, she still wouldn't be invited because she isn't my kid. Then I hung up. My son says I need to apologise and invite her, that I am a huge dick to her, that I was way out of line and need to make it up to Kat. The situation has spread to the rest of the family and everyone seems to have their own opinion. Sam is getting flack too, which isn't helping, especially since she doesn't want to disclose the reason for the trip yet. Am I being an asshole? I need to apologise, even though those are my true feelings on her trying to make me her parent. Okay, so let's just take this piece by piece a little bit, right? Touchy feely person, OP doesn't like it. Don't touch someone who doesn't want to be touched. That's non negotiable. She always refers to OP as mum, and she doesn't like it. To be honest, I get the calling your in laws mum or dad. In a lot of cultures, that is like the thing to do. It's like a nice thing, and it's like a way of accepting people into your family. But if the person doesn't like it, that's up to them. Don't do it. You know? That's also, I mean, like, that's just, yeah, it is boundaries and it's respect and it's, I mean, I feel like if you feel close enough to this person that you want to call them mum, yet you aren't respecting their wishes, that's not cool. But anyway, asking and pushing about why OP isn't close to her own mother, that's none of your fucking business. If you're curious, fair enough, ask once, but OP clearly doesn't want to talk about it. She's told you that multiple times. Get out of my fucking face, frankly. This whole family sticks together thing, like, what is it? Her mother ran out when she was a child. Okay, don't put your fucking mum issues on me. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it sucks for you and I understand, but your family is not my family. Your story is not my story. Don't try and tell me what I should and should not do with my own life. Do you know what I mean? That annoys me. Yeah. Son asks to be patient. Sounds like OP is being patient enough, and maybe he should be having a word with his fucking wife. You know? She's the one that's doing something wrong here or making somebody else feel uncomfortable, so she's the one that needs a talking to, quite frankly. Then OP and daughter Sam are going away on a trip because daughter has a medical issue that she needs to visit a doctor a few states over for and hasn't disclosed the issue to the rest of the family. Completely understandable, completely hard trip. Even if that wasn't the case, even if it was a mother-daughter trip, like I'm with OP here, even if it was a mother-daughter trip, I understand Kat being a bit like, oh, that would have been nice if I was invited. Oh well, maybe next time. My feelings are a little bit hurt, but I understand. Do you know what I mean? But being upset about it and then calling OP up and being like, one, why am I not invited? That's a bit fucking confrontational. Like, I don't know if I agree with that in the first place because it's not an entitlement to be invited to a trip with two other people that you have no idea what's going on. You know, you're not owed an invitation, for one thing. And then secondly, like demanding that she be invited and that she has to come along. Not cool. Saying that she's your daughter and that's why she needs to come along. Overstepping. Like, this person is inserting themselves into your family in a way that you have made clear you're not comfortable with. They're not taking no for an answer. Some people, I find, just need to be fucking put in their place, quite frankly. And I know that, yeah, maybe it's a little bit harsh. Maybe you hurt her feelings. Maybe in the context of her baggage or whatever, maybe it wasn't completely necessary from one side of the story, but from the other side of the story, well, it was because you tried telling her in a nice way multiple times and she was not fucking listening. And this is something that has nothing to do with her. And she wasn't taking no for an answer. She was inserting herself. She was overstepping. Some people just need to be told. Honestly, like some people don't respect your boundaries and they don't give a fuck about what you want and respecting your wishes, and they won't back off until you're really harsh with them. And that sucks, but I really feel like based on one side of the story, we don't know the other side. Maybe it's a little bit different in reality, but I kind of feel like Kat brought it on herself because she was being fucking too much. And then people are giving Sam flack too. Like, yeah, that's not helping her situation because she's fucking ill. She's not ready to tell people that yet. She just, like, it's not as if they're going on a fucking spa break. She's going away to see a doctor about a fucking medical issue. She wants her mum there for fucking moral support or whatever the case may be. Jesus Christ, this is the last thing she needs. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, the other people don't know that, but it's not their right to know. They shouldn't need to know that in order to act in a reasonable, respectful way. Do you know what I mean? Not the asshole. I'm surprised that like everyone wasn't the asshole today. That's kind of unusual, but yeah. Anyway, like I say, like super not rushed through these, but got through them rather speedily today. Yeah, let me know in the comments whether you prefer that or if you like it better. When I go into a bit more detail, I think I might have a quick look on one of the advice subreddits now, and see if we can find something a bit more juicy there. I don't read the stories before I come on the stream or come on the video and read them. I just look at the titles, and I wasn't seeing a lot jumping out at me that seemed like super. Oh my goodness! Or like, oh, I really need to read this. So yeah, it was okay, but nothing spectacular. So maybe I'll just have a quick look at the advice one and see if we can have a little bit more fun with that. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Let me know if the mic and stuff was okay for you because I'm kind of conscious that I was kind of looking in different directions at some point or the other. Let me know if the sound is okay and whatnot. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. See you next time. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.